Hello Aqua friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Nicole and it's December. I'm very excited. We have lots of holiday cards to do. I have been playing a lot with masking fluid, guys, and I came up with doing another bokeh technique using masking fluid instead of stickers, and I think you're really going to like it, and it's actually a lot easier. So we're going to make this cute little card today. It's super sweet. Well, let's get right into it. All right, so we got our paper taped down to our board and we're going to wet the background really well. So I like to go back and forth and up and down and make sure you give it a good massage. Now the colors that I used are quinacridone red, some light pink. I do have some warm yellows in my palette for the bottom part of the card. And then I'm going to make my own purple using some blue and the quinacridone red for the top part, which is going to be darker. Now, I know it doesn't look like much now, but we're going to tilt our paper and we're going to spray so that we get a very nice smooth effect. And you do want to pick up that excess bead of water along the rim of your tape. Getting rid of the excess water will make sure that you do not get a bloom and that you get a very nice solid background. So of course we have to let that dry completely. Now to prepare your sponge dauber, you do want to dip it in liquid soap and get it nice and damp. So each time you dip your sponge dauber into the masking fluid, you're going to make a dot on your background paper. And you're going to make as many dots as you'd like. And then, of course, we have to let that dry really well. So now we're going to repeat step 1 and make our background darker. Doing the exact same colors with my pinks, my oranges, and my purples. Now, keeping in mind, we have to have some sort of contrast for these bokeh lights to pop against. I am trying to use a thicker consistency of paint, and when I tilt my paper, I will not be spraying it with water. I'll just be letting gravity do its job because we want to keep the paint nice and bright. All right, so pick up that paper, let the paint move around on its own. I like to tilt it in all directions to get a really nice, smooth effect. Wipe off any excess water. And when you're happy with that, you're going to let that whole thing dry. Now comes the fun part. So taking off the masking fluid and look at those perfect little circles. I'm really happy the way this turned out. So this is the base of our card. And to add a couple of final little touches, I thought it would be nice to have little shadows over the dots that overlap, and so I'm just putting those in very faintly. Now, if you have any spots where the masking fluid didn't cover the dot completely, you can use a small little brush to try to lift some of that paint off. So now the card part is done. Sign your little masterpiece, take off the tape. So now that the card is done, I have some very cute options for you. So let's get started with that. So my first option, I love this, guys. This is how you can mat some cute little paintings to give as gifts. So I did get this on Amazon. I do have the links in the description below. So we have these tiny little frames. It comes with the little bags to protect your artwork, and then also the backing as well. So I did prepare one to kind of show you how cute this is. So with some archival tape, you're gonna want to line up the two pieces, okay, so that you could enclose your artwork. And then these are the cute little sleeves that they fit in. I have to iron my watercolor because it's a little wonky. You see, it didn't dry completely flat. So before I put it in here, I would totally iron this and put something heavy on it so that it's nice and flat. If you're wondering about ironing water paper, that's to me the best way to do it. So you can check out the video up here. I'll put a link, and it's super easy to flatten. Now, do consider the table that I'm ironing on is an ironable table that I use for sewing and making quilts and so forth. So you would use your ironing board. Don't put it on a regular table. All right, so yeah, check that out and let me know how you guys flatten your paper. Okay, so then to put this in here, you would place it and you would double check. See, I have a little bit of white showing up there, so I would scooch it up a teeny bit. There we go. See, so that would be perfect. And then you would adhere your painting right where it's perfect with another piece of tape across the top. You could also put one across the bottom. So that's the first option. And this is the option that I will be using. But I'm also going to add another little touch with a Happy Holidays stamp right about here. And then I'm going to give it to one of my coworkers. Another thing that you could do is if you're into scrapbooking, I used to do a ton of scrapbooking. I have lots of different colored cardstocks. You can use a cutting tool and cut so that you're nice and square and you get rid of the white, just because if you have any mistakes like I do, I would cut that off. And then I would adhere it to a cardstock so that I'd have a purple border, and you can further, you know, stack them up so that you got a couple of different deep purple, since that's sort of like the main color in here. So that you can, you know, cut this so that it's in the shape of a card. You'd have to use a very thick cardstock though in order to be a functional card. So that is also an option. Just to let you know, these are, I think, 5x7s. Let me just check this out here. Yeah, 7 by 5, and then your actual window space is 3.5 by 5.5. Well, recently, I found even smaller ones. Look at how cute this is. This is adorable. So this is a 4x6, it looks like. Let's see here, 4x6. Yep, I'd have to cut this paper down, but this is a pretty cute, just facetal doodle I did here of some winter trees. So I can adhere that. And I did buy the little packages. Unfortunately, this size didn't come with the backing like this kit has everything. I had to buy this size and the little bag separately, and there's no backing. But yeah, I would cut this down to size, and this also is super cute. So those are some options. So let's finish our card here. So I have a nice bright purple I thought would go good for this card. You could use black too. I'm hoping this purple is going to be dark enough. If not, I guess I'll have to make another card. Oh, that turned out cute. And I'm kind of glad it's not too dark, because I don't want it to take away from, you know, how pretty the actual design is. So, and then if you do use stamps and stuff, just make sure that you clean your stuff afterwards really good. Put your stamps back in the bag. So this is, it's Pro Artistic Tape. I'll have to look it up, but I'll leave the link for this. This was meant for matting, and like I said, it's archival tape, so it's not going to yellow anything. And you just take a piece of tape once you have it lined up exactly where you need it to be. Okay, so that looks just about perfect. And then I would just put it across the top like that. You could also do it on the bottom. All right, so you would stick it in the little bag. Just Put it in the sleeves so that your artwork is protected, and then there's a little tape that you pull across to seal it. And another fun thing is if you had some Christmas washi tape that you can put across here on the back, it just adds an extra cute touch, or little stickers. Hey, if you guys liked this tutorial and you got some value from it, please like and subscribe. That really does help me out on YouTube. And I'll see you next week.